Alright guys, welcome back to another Walt Presents, and this time we're looking at the 12th animated film from Disney, Cinderella. We got the Blu-ray right here. Cinderella, it came out at a time when Disney needed it most because they had $4 million in debt on the edge of bankruptcy, past failures with Pinocchio and Fantasia not underperforming. And then package films did break. Probably ended up helping them get out of about $1 million in debt, but they really needed a hit. So they decided with Cinderella it was time to go back to the basics and make a classic children's tale that could be beloved by all. But they had some other films that were in development at the time along with it, Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan, but Cinderella was picked as it was the closest in spirit with Snow White. And they just really needed a hit. We're looking at some of the notes here. Eileen Ward was brought in to sing a few test songs, and she did so well with those test songs, they cast her as Cinderella. 20 years old at the time when she got the voice. Didn't really have much of a career, but that is what she will always be known for. And like I said, it was back to the basics things with the even with the animation. They did change up a few things. They would bring in live people for the animators to draw, but they kind of scaled back on some of it because they really just they had to have some money so they could continue to operate. The film had 6 songs on the soundtrack. Before, they would do an expensive route where they would write the films as they were filming it. This time they actually shot the animation first and then, like a normal movie, added the songs to the film, to the animation. So kind of coming back more in line with the other films that were being made. Walt really didn't have a lot to do with this film. He would put in some occasional notes and they would make some changes, but he left that really in charge of his animators. That was considered to be the 9 old men, the 9 men that ran the animation studio. Which, funny, they were called the old men, but they really weren't old. They were only in their 30s at the time, but they ran the animation side. They also started and launched the Walt Disney Music Company during this time with this the soundtrack for Cinderella, which did incredibly well. Sold 750,000 copies, went to the top of the Billboard charts. Pretty impressive for a soundtrack. So it was a box office smash. Cinderella made $4.28 million in the original release. It was the 5th highest grossing release in North America in 1950. Sales of Cinderella kept Disney afloat through the 50s, and it was re-released in 57, 60, 65, 73, 81, 87, 2013, and 2023 for the 100th anniversary of the studio. It's got a lifetime gross of $93 million and a worldwide gross of $182 million. This movie, for some reason, just hit well with everyone. It was nominated for even some Academy Awards, although we didn't win this time, but it was nominated for 3. For score, sound, and I don't remember what the other one was. I don't think I notated that one since it didn't win. But, again, a back to the basic story everyone can be familiar with. A girl that's, a wicked stepmother, stepsisters, treat her like crap, gets to go to a ball, meet the prince, falls in love, and with that miraculous glass slipper, love is restored after she loses everything at midnight. The animation is really good. I really enjoy the animation. I like Cinderella had a lot of animal friends, birds and mice, and they had some kind of like the dwarfs did for Snow White. That was the humorous side of this one. You got an evil cat in here as well, named Lucifer, ironically. And I don't know, just something about Cinderella. My family really enjoyed it. I mean, it definitely hit well for our family movie night that we like to have. And you could tell why it is so well loved. It's just a good, simple story where it kind of all fell into place. Now, it'll be interesting to see how that continues through the rest of the 50s and 60s. Especially as Walt's involvement becomes, as they're getting the live action photos, he's kind of taking a step back and just putting his trust in his animators. I mean, at the time, like I said, Treasure Island was being filmed, and he really wanted to put his feet into live action films. And Treasure Island, fantastic movie. Maybe one day I'll do the live action pictures, but for now, we'll stick with the animation. But yeah, I highly recommend Cinderella. I'll link a trailer down below. I mean, it's a classic. Everyone needs to watch it. For some reason, you have never seen Cinderella. That would be surprising. I think this is one of the Walt Disney films that everybody knows and loves. So, Bob, watch Cinderella if you haven't. Blu-ray, I mean, I think the Blu-ray looks pretty good. I will eventually probably get the 4K on that because it was so well enjoyed in our house. But definitely worth seeing. So, Cinderella. And next week, we go to Wonderland for Alice in Wonderland. So take care, guys. Go watch a movie.